Have you ever lay in bed, just looking up at the ceiling and wondering where it all went wrong? You know where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do, but here you are stuck in a never-ending hole that you just can't climb out of. I know you're here because you're suffering, or you know someone who is, and you want the solution, right? You see, I finally overcame the demons that had trapped me and began living life and not just existing. I've been there too, locked in the cold clutches of depression. Everyone around me living life to the fullest, while I couldn't get out of my own way. I couldn't figure things out. My mind was foggy and I couldn't see the goals clearly in front of me. I had convinced myself that my time had passed. I didn't achieve my boyhood dream because I didn't deserve to. I didn't wake up happy because I don't deserve to. There's no one there to care about me because I don't deserve them. But these thoughts were a manifestation of years of frustration. They weren't true, but I made them my whole reality. You see, when you've lost hope in the life you're chasing, everything just becomes bland and grey. Depression isn't just an emotion, but a curse that follows you everywhere. And while it's not always your fault that you feel this way, it is within your power to break that curse. And I'm going to try my best to help you as much as I can by showing you the blueprint that helped me beat depression. I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, comparison is the thief of joy. One of the main contributors to my depression was this comparison. And I'm sure you can relate to this too. Endless scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, viewing other people's highlight reels, seeing them on vacation, going on dates, starting businesses, and just living life. And here you are questioning why you don't have the same things, putting yourself down and hating what you are. But here's the thing. When you do this, you are actively taking away your power. You are discrediting every hardship you've faced and every challenge you've overcome. You can't compare someone's best day with your worst. It's just an unwinnable battle. And the reason you feel like this is because the time you spend scrolling should be spent on developing a hobby or a passion. You can't live someone else's life, just like someone else can't live yours. You don't need to compare. You don't need to compete. You just need control. Control of your actions on a daily basis. Right now, you've let some random strangers on the internet control your emotions and actions. When you realize this, it will make you feel silly. You'll realize you need to fill your time with something that builds you. So instead of getting angry at what you see online, use it as motivation. Use it as fuel, as a guideline for your future. You're not where you want to be yet. But instead of sitting in your room wishing you could have the same things everyone else does, start working instead and start building towards this. Fill your time by building a foundation for your future. Stop comparing, start working. Another way to shed the shadow of depression is to be realistic and understanding your limitations. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't believe in yourself and your abilities. In fact, it's the opposite. You definitely should. But understanding what's in your control and what isn't will be the key to your success. We can't all be the richest, or the best looking, or the most gifted. And you know what? That's okay. The media bombards us with unrealistic standards for ourselves. So much so that we're made to feel inadequate on a daily basis. But here's the truth. You are fine how you are. Not everyone is going to like you, but that's fine because that's life. Everyone isn't going to be attracted to you, but again, that's fine because that's life. You aren't going to get everything you dream of, but hey, that's fine because that's life. You see, when you finally understand that life is finite and you only have a certain amount of time on this earth, a weight gets lifted off your shoulders. You stop caring about what's not in your control. Let me give you an example. I'm a short guy, around 5'5", and when I was younger, I let this affect me greatly. I always overcompensated. I was always trying to please people who didn't care, and I stayed quiet mostly because I felt inferior. But the older I got, the more I regretted this. I realized this wasn't my issue, it was everyone else's. If someone chooses to judge you on something you have no control over, it's not your fault. This is just life. And when I took a step back and looked at my life, I realized that being short actually didn't stop me from achieving a lot of things. It didn't stop me from playing sports when I was younger and winning lots of medals and trophies. It hasn't stopped me from lifting big weights in the gym and being strong and building a good physique. It hasn't stopped me from owning my own house or driving nice cars. It hasn't affected my dating life or personal relationships. You see, this is the important stuff in life. and I no longer let something that is out of my hands control me anymore. Yeah, sure, there are certain roads in life that are closed off to me, but there are so many more that are open, and now I choose to focus on those instead. Lastly, the most important piece of advice I can give you is this. Focus on today as much as you focus on tomorrow. What I mean by this is planning for the future is great, but don't do it at the expense of wasting the present day. You see, the biggest mistake I made was focusing on the destination, but not the journey. In my head, I was already living the life I wanted to live, but in reality, I was so far away from it. I watched the years go by without even taking a step forward. I missed out on opportunities right in front of me because I kept dreaming of a life that I hadn't even manifested yet. This made me spiral into insanity almost. I hated the life I was living, but instead of facing it, I escaped into my own mind. It was safe in there. Everything I wanted was there, but then the cold hard reality would hit and I would be there again alone and unsatisfied. So don't do what I did. Be present and aware every day. Don't pass up opportunities because you believe there's something better later on. Yes, keep your destination in mind, but also enjoy the journey and enjoy all of it, the good and the bad. It's the detours in life that will show you what's truly important. The future is waiting, but today is already here. So live it fully and embrace it. So in conclusion, stop comparing yourself to others. You are your own person. Understand what is in your control and leave behind what isn't. And lastly, focus on your journey. It's okay not to be where you want to be yet. If you found this video helpful, consider liking and subscribing, and consider sharing this with someone else who may need to hear this message. Take care.